Welcome back. 12 minutes to the top of the hour. A global campaign to fight racism in sport has been tossed in Doha, Qatar. Global Watch is a call of action by dominant people across the globe to take a stand against racism and discrimination in different sporting codes. The body will be led by South African struggle resolute and former politician Toke Sehwale, and he is in studio with us this morning. It's good to have you. Welcome to the program.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Good. So this was a big moment in Doha, Qatar. You're part of this whole thing. You're the co-chair of this global board. Talk to us about generally the work that it does.
Well, Global Watch, as you have said, is a call to action. It has been inspired initially by FIFA.
Yeah.
As you know that FIFA is with the World Cup right now. FIFA has taken a stand against racism in football. But Global Watch says, let's go beyond football, all sports. So what is the objective? We are planning to have a summit in South Africa in September. That summit is going to adopt a global charter, a charter that will state precisely what nations, sporting people, sporting codes, and so on, administrators should and should not do in respect of racism and discrimination in all sports. And that global charter will go through the United Nations in partnership with ourselves, the Sehwale Foundation, the Mandela Foundation, the Doha, which is the government of Qatar Foundation. And then, of course, we've got other foundations, Thabo Mbeki, Desmond Tutu, Kathrada, Al Gore Foundation International, Kofi Annan, and so on. There's a number, of course, you also have people like Oprah who have taken a position in this. Above that, you have international sporting personalities, Pele, and then you have other people here in South Africa. You name our own local people, Hadebe. You have Natalie, but of course we'll be having a number of international stars coming to this conference, and we're taking a position that says this has got to be eliminated in all sports.
Well, I mean, racism, it's still a very much so ongoing concern. It doesn't matter in which sport you talk about, exactly what you've been telling us now. How do you think this is going to be different? Why do you think that this particular campaign, this organization, can really get to the root of what the problem is?
That's a very important question. Across the world, there's more than 8,000 organizations fighting racism in all sorts of ways. What we're providing this time around is centrality, it is leadership. All these organizations have got no coordination. So the summit, which is coming here in South Africa in September, brings all parties together so that we have one central drive. They all have a global charter. This charter is going to be, the code that tells everybody what the do's are and what the don'ts are. Yeah. And of course, that charter will be presented to the United Nations. But beyond that charter, there's going to be a barometer. There's a barometer for health, barometer for education, barometer for wealth in the world. But this is a barometer that gauges different nations, different societies, how they are related one to the other in respect of their conduct to racism and discrimination. This thing must be stopped. It also gives South Africa, because it's not a South African thing, hence Global Watch. Yeah. It gives us the authority to go back to the world and speak, because we have been there before. We were a racist society, but black and white have come together. Look how far we have come, all of us. We have our own problems, but the world needs us out there. And there's been an exceptional, tremendous enthusiasm around Global Watch, where people are saying the time has come, and who can lead this thing better? South Africans, but of course it's a global thing, and we're glad to be there.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is so true. But let's look at racism in sports, and let's perhaps break it down and look, can we blame just the players, or can we also look at the companies behind them, perhaps the private sector, perhaps the sponsorships, things like this? I mean, does that also read to it? I mean, we can look at Hashim Amla as an example there as well.
Well, we are having the South African launch. There's going to be a press conference. We finished the Doha one for that part of the world. So the South African launch is coming, and that's where we're going to open up a website at that launch, and a lot of explanations are going to be made towards a build-up to the summit. You are correct. It's not a players thing. It's sponsors. There are sponsors who are racist. it is associations, it is referees, it is linesmen, it is fourth officials, it is associations, it is confederations, it can be commentators, by the way, it's the media. So it's not just a question of it can be the fans, but we are saying get racism and discrimination away from the chessboard, out of the tennis table, out of the tennis court, get it from the rugby field, from the soccer field. We have Francois Pinard and other people behind us. Barnes, the former Liverpool, I mean, he's on SuperSport right now, I'm sorry to mention. SuperSport.
It's okay, we forgive you this time.
Yeah, but so it's more than fans. There are 10 sectors, so there's going to be a message to the sponsors, a message to the players, a message to the fans, a message to spectators, a message to all kinds of people that this is not on. And of course, the world is waiting for this kind of message, particularly from South Africa. Yeah. So it's not a South African thing, but it will be launched here. And they've said better start it in South Africa because this country has seen this problem before.
Yeah, indeed. Great picture here, obviously at the launch of this, the global campaign that was held in Doha, as we've said. But we've got the FIFA World Cup that's happening right now.
Yes.
And I suppose this can be used as a good example to see how far we've come. Your assessment, what do you think in terms of racism on the field, the commentators, the companies, everything that you've spoken about?
We are watching.
How are we doing?
Yeah, remember, I'm also a member of the FIFA Global Task Force Against Racism, which inspired us when I said to FIFA, this is very good, but I'm taking this thing beyond football. We're inspired right now. Things are going well so far in Brazil. But there has been an incident that involved Mexico, which needs to be looked at very closely. And punishments are going to happen. Yeah. And they'll be very, very tough. But so far, I think in Brazil, things are going very well.
They're going well.
Yeah, we watch. Of course, there are other incidents which are not racist related, like somebody bites somebody. Fortunately, Suarez didn't bite a black one, you see.
Can you imagine then? Yes. Oh, then we would have a big conversation to talk about.
But
apparently, he's apologized. Apparently, he released a statement saying he's sorry and he won't do it again.
You know, one feels for him, and he's a great player. Yeah. But from the side of FIFA, on the beginning of all the quarterfinals, and this is just for FIFA, we will be introducing a heightened message. You'll see it inside the stadiums when the quarterfinals begin. Instagrams, all those type of things inside the stadium. There's going to be a campaign specifically with the start of what you call. I hope you have a ticket because I'm leaving next week.
For where? For Brazil?
Yes.
No, I'm not that lucky. I got my share here in South Africa. I'll have to leave it to you to go represent us in Brazil. Okay. Talk to me about, very quickly as we come to an end of the interview, this is really the symbol for your campaign.
Oh,
let's
this
talk
logo?
about it. Yeah, let's talk about this logo. I think it's really very good.
I had the opportunity to be asked to design it.
Oh,
and so it represents three things. First and foremost, a logo should be something simple, something that people can relate to. So this logo is well understood. When it's red, it's HIV/AIDS, anti-HIV/AIDS. When it is, I guess, pink with your jacket, it is for breast cancer. When it's green, it represents climate change. Al Gore is part of that. Yeah. So I decided, let me do this one. Yeah. And of course, it was accepted by international committees. Yeah. Also, it represents the fact that hands have come together. Like that, but also it says that it's black and white. You should never try to divide the body of humankind. Well,
you keep up this good work. We're watching closely. September, it's happening here in South Africa. I know that we will be there the moment this happens. Tokyo Sekhwale from the Global Watch campaign, just talking to us about the importance of racism in sports and eradicating it. Sporting is one of the biggest institutions in many societies. It is part of the society and it reflects the society. So be more cautious and responsible when attending these matches as well. Thank you. Thanks for being with us here. And we'll give anybody who misbehaves a red card, right?
That's it.
That's it.
Show them a red card.
Let's take a